Hey there, welcome to another client interview with Luke. I'll tell you what, your last name, is it Borges or I actually don't know how to pronounce your last name?
Borges. Borges.
Borges. Well,
Yeah.
is that French?
Nah, it's English, pure English, but it's the least English sounding name
It
ever.
sounds like French. Anyway, we've got Luke Borges here, who's been in CCM now for how long have you been in CCM for?
Oh, since October.
November, December, January,
It's
February,
months.
nearly 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And obviously, you're doing a great job. You're in the gym and the gym niche as well, which is obviously with the whole gym watch thing. It's awesome.
Yep.
Love that. So give me a quick bit of background on what was it like before joining CCM? What kind of things were you doing? Did you have a call center in place? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, so previously to joining CCM, how I was running my business, so I was actually being the lead generator, the lead chaser, the client success manager. I was doing all of it basically. I even at one point was doing the sales for my clients as well. So it was a bit of a dog work. And then you had a Q&A with a coach that I know, Sam Darby, and I jumped on that call. I was asking you a bunch of questions, and I was like, right, I need to systemize this. I need to outsource some of it because it was genuinely taking so much time and I wasn't able to give as much energy to chasing these leads as possible. So I was obviously trying to grow the business. I had a full-time job as well. I was basically doing it all myself and I was not able to actually give anyone the attention that I needed. I was literally stagnant at about 2K for ages because I was doing all of this for like two clients. And then once I watched that Q&A with you, I was like, right, I need to outsource it. So I went through your free materials. I was trying to be a little scrounger, going through your free materials, hired someone to do it, built out as much of the system that I could, and basically just had something set up where I was like, okay, this is all right. And then it got to the point where I was like, I can't track anything. I actually don't know what's going on. I don't know how many appointments my setter is booking without going into every account. Don't know whether she's actually doing what she's told without going into every account. And it was
Hmm,
just like I didn't know what was going on, and I couldn't give her the system that was efficient, so she wasn't able to use her time properly. So I just thought, right, I need a system because I want to scale and I want a predictable, reliable system that I can actually trust. So that's when I joined CCM. And then what I did was just spam through all of the system building stuff. And now what we've got to the point is where the system is now, my setter knows exactly what she's doing. She knows how the system works. She's able to focus on actually just becoming better on the phone rather than, like going through the pipeline and filtering through the leads she's already spoken with, which is
Day
how I had
report.
it set up before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the system's set up, and now I'm like, all right, I need to scale this now. I need another setter. And obviously, you've got all the hiring stuff. So I've just turned that machine on. We're getting another setter. You've got all the interviewing stuff. So the interviews are super easy as well. I know how to talk to people. I know how to qualify people. I know what to be looking out for in their applications before I even waste my time jumping on a call. Someone that probably isn't a good fit.
Love
So
that.
yeah, now I'm at a point now where I'm at a bit of a transition period. So currently what I've got is my set of doing 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, but I want to scale that up and have 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday and then a little bit on Sunday. And obviously they'll then have the system that I can scale up with. Future plan is to make sure that each client slash facility that we work with is worth at least 1,500 to us per month.
Yep.
They're obviously getting great results, and then duplicate that process, jump over to America and take over America.
Yeah, cool. Like, and how many clients have you guys got at the moment?
We're managing about 15
Oh
different facilities.
wow, you've gone from 2 to 15.
Yeah, it's some of them are just ads. Some of them are appointment setting, and again, I'm not charging enough. So
Yeah,
that's one of the things I need to get over.
yeah, that's great, they did. I love that, man. So yeah, before it was like so you didn't have eyes over things, it was a bit messy, right? And yeah, you're not the only one that tries to go for the free thing and not and not join. What was it that made? I guess you mentioned the reporting, right? But was there a specific moment or like a specific trigger you could say that you were like, okay, I'm just gonna book in and buy this thing because I need it.
Do you know what? It's I wouldn't even say it's like the revenue levels because I think the revenue levels, if you're consistent enough, they'll go up, right? And it has fast tracked that area of it, but it's the stress side. It's like not actually knowing if your product is decent enough without the bird's eye view on it. And
Um,
where it's coming into this program and then knowing that you've literally done this a million times over and this system works for you and however many clients team follow-up have in the space that I'm in, it was the stress element. It was like, am I going to lose my clients next month because I don't know what's going on with my call center? I don't know whether or not people are actually getting the results that they want until the end of that month after they've complained and I've had to put out 30 fires that week.
uh,
So it's a case of like removing the stress from my life and just having something, a system placed in front of me where I could just literally build it out and then know that's predictable. I know I can rely on that until I get to like probably 100K a month.
yeah,
So yeah,
100%.
stress.
Yeah, you can get, and that, how did you, in the sense of like, not necessarily ease, but just in learning and value, and which parts of the program did you like the most?
Yeah, mainly the system side. So like how easy it is for the appointment sets to do their job efficiently. Yeah, again, the way I had it set up was just not efficient at all. And if I scaled with that, 10 million fires would break out at all times, and then that just obviously adds on to the stress levels. Whereas now it's just so simple for them to actually do their thing.
Yeah,
And that just removes so the element of worry of things breaking. It's like that was exactly it. It's the element of worry about things breaking and you having those systems in place and saying, just do that. Then it was like, okay, cool, I'll just do that. I'll do exactly what you told me to do because it works for you. And now it works for me. So yeah, the systems mainly. The reporting side of things, I've just built that out as well properly. And I am absolutely buzzing to let the data get in there so I can start making decisions with data. Because this is like, obviously everyone goes through this stage, but I feel like I've probably been in this stage for a bit longer than most people, whereas making decisions off emotion.
oh yeah,
And with the reporting dashboard, you don't like, there's no room for that. Like you can see the numbers, and then when you can see the numbers, you're like, oh, hang on, why am I shit myself over a client not getting good results when they made 20 grand last month? It's like you can see the numbers and then make decisions off that. Whereas when you're making decisions off emotion, it's just demoralizing. Like it doesn't work. Like you might make a decision and a week later, you're like, why did I do that? Whereas if you've got the numbers in front of you with this reporting dashboard that you've set out for us, you can actually really figure out what it is that you need to do and where the bottlenecks are.
yeah. The other cool thing about it all as well is what I try to do is teach. I try not to just give you guys a thing, like give you
Yeah,
guys a report. I try to actually teach you guys that this is why I've done it this way. This is how this works, how this connects to this. And like you get a bunch of people in CCM who now like go off and build their own solutions to
yeah.
things, their own reporting for like nothing to do with call centers, right? Which I love. So yeah, man, I'm glad you like that bit.
Yeah,
It's
it's true. I've been saying to my mates, "Oh, guys, like you need this. You just need to do that." And then they're like, "Oh, how'd you build that?" And I'm like, "Oh, you just go into Make. You just do that."
Yeah.
No, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it becomes so simple. Once you understand it, you understand like the foundations, it becomes that simple. It's like just go to this, do that, whatever else.
yeah,
And that's why like when I do my daily coaching calls, it's like people often will join and they sometimes they put, oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was a bit of a silly question. I was like, well, it's not a silly question. It's like I've got the experience to know like immediately
yeah,
what the problem could be. Where a lot of people, if you're still getting used to it, but yeah, definitely keep up with the report. Like keep out with that stuff because you're gonna learn so much.
yeah.
And so with the new systems, how are your setters feeling about everything? Are they happier?
I think the weekend that I smashed out all the systems in, the week after my set was messaging me like, "This is so much easier." He was
Okay.
like, "This is so much easier." Now, when I go back through like the course, and I'm just like, "Oh, I missed this. Like, why did I miss that?" And I implement it. My setters always message me, and they're like, "That's so much easier. That's such a better way of doing things." So yeah,
Yeah.
they just find their job a lot easier, and it's managing that person's like stress levels alongside your own levels when it comes to like giving them the work to do. But if you're not giving them an efficient system, then they're not going to do an efficient job and they're going to get stressed out and they're going to get unhappy. Then when they're actually on the phone talking with leads, they're not going to have that energy there. They're not going to have that passion there or confidence. So it's like just making their job as easy as bloody possible so that they can actually perform well.
Yeah. It's so funny as well with like when people think a lot of agencies will say, oh yeah, I've got reporting. My setters fill out end of day reports. And
Yeah,
I'm like, do you think your setters, first of all, do you think they're even accurate? Like your setters gonna remember, like, or they're gonna every time they call someone, they've got to write down like it's a mess. Like it's never gonna work, right? And even if it did, like, even if they were doing it, you're just adding more stress to them. Like that it's already quite stressful dialing, right? When you're dialing, you've got all these different clients, and you've got this, and you've got that, you've got phone within 5 minutes, and all
Yeah.
this other stuff going on. And then you're asking your setters to do these other tasks or trying to move people manually through pipeline. Oh my God, it's like you can't be doing that. You need to let them just like get in the zone, focus on
Yeah.
the client, and then bam, you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly that. Simple. Keep it simple for them. And when you're adding stuff like that in where they've got to fill in a data sheet at the end of the day, one, you don't know if you could trust them. So your stats might look completely different to theirs at the end of the month. And your clients might be like, no, I didn't have 25 appointments this month. I had 15. And then it's like, well, where's this going wrong?
Yeah,
So you need to
exactly.
actually be able to do that yourself. And I don't know, a lot of setters might not be that way inclined when it comes to like being technical with spreadsheets, etc. So they might be super good on the phone, but then if they're trying to track their stats on their own, they might not be that good at that side of things. So just making it simple for them, just this is your job, just do that.
That's exactly it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly that. And you briefly touched upon this before we start recording, but now with the call center being locked in the way it is, sales calls, like how are your sales calls now?
Yeah, so much more confident, mate. So much more confident. Before I'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to chase leads within 5 minutes. And it would be a case of me just saying that and not being confident behind it. And now I've noticed a switch recently over the past like 3 weeks. I'm jumping on calls. I'm like, this is my system. And then because I'm actually like, this is the system that works, that comes across to them. And then by the end of it, they're like, wow, that sounds really good. So yeah, the sales calls conversion rate, and it's just the conviction. It's like now, I don't know, probably about 4 months ago, I would jump on a call. I feel so stressed. This might go terribly. I don't know if they're going to want this. I don't even know if like this is going to work for them. And then now it's just like this works for everyone that I do it for. Do you want it or not? And it's a case of like I can get that conviction across because the system is in place.
Yeah, yeah. So that's so nice, man. It's like it's so hard when you're even things like showing your reporting like
Yeah,
on a sales call once you've got that like properly set up to be like, oh yeah, this is what we do, we give you like, no, we have this report that shows us that they'll immediately look at that and be like, oh, these guys aren't it's not some random kid with a laptop, like this, do you know what I mean? Like this is a
yeah,
real company that actually has their shit locked in. So
100%.
it's so much more powerful, and like you said, the conviction on the calls as well, it's like the same way that when you signed up with us, it's like whenever one of my team get on the call with someone, we are, as long as they're a good fit, obviously. If they're not a good fit, then obviously we're not going to be convicted. We're not going to be convicted because it's not right for them. But if we think it's right for them, my team are like a dog with a bone. They'll go because it's like because we know it's going to help someone. So it's just
Yeah,
so when you're convicted, it's such a superpower for sales.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Mate,
and
I
go
go
on.
on.
No, you go. You go.
I was gonna say, yeah, when it comes to like the scale as well, I've had it recently where I signed up a fair few facilities last week, and I was like, if I didn't have this system in place, I would have been absolutely shitting myself, saying this is gonna break me. Like I'm gonna lose all my clients because of that. But now I know like we can handle probably double the capacity than what's coming in at the minute because the system's in place for that to happen, and that is just a future stress removed. Where it's like now I can just focus on other areas that need fixing rather than having to worry about it. And like when I signed up, I just I knew I was going to sign up, and I paid whatever it was. Like I emptied my bank account pretty much because I had nothing then. But I knew that with the conviction that I had in the course that this was going to work for me. So I was like, I know exactly this is exactly what I need, so I'm going to do it.
Fair play to you, man. Yeah, fair play to you. That's a lot of people are scared to dive into something, but you did it. You smashed it as well. So I know obviously it's paid off. So yeah, great job, man. Yeah, it's really
Cheers.
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're welcome, dude. You're welcome. And with your clients as well, like, are they happier given obviously now your phone leads faster and all that? Like, what kind of feedback do you get from your clients?
Yeah, so my whole thing is to simplify client acquisition for group personal training facilities. And like my plan genuinely is to take over the space and just be the best client acquisition system for gym owners.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that might be conflicting values to you, and gym
Oh
not.
no, you dude, like there's plenty out there, man. Like go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah. But it does just make it easier. I'm looking at clients' accounts. I'm like, we've booked this guy 6 in-person consults this week after he's told me on the sales call he only had 2 last month and he's closed 5 of them. And it's like, we've just simplified it so much for him. And
Yeah.
that's my whole goal. It's just like I'm looking at it now. I'm like, this is so simple for them. They've not doing anything to get this money in. All they have to do is accurately tell what they do to the person who's already warm because we've warmed them up, and then they can make the sale, and they're like, it just makes it so easy for them. It's an easy
Yeah.
sell as well, man, because no one wants to chase leads. No one
No.
wants to chase. Gym owners do not want to chase their leads. The clients, no matter what they tell you, they will not fucking chase those leads. I've had clients before say, "Yeah, I've chased them like every day for 2 days," and I'll be like, "Mate, it's 2 days. You cannot. You have to chase them for 7 days straight, at least, to actually get people on the phone. You're losing so much money." And they'll tell you they're chasing, but they're not. And now you just like, I'm going to chase them for you, just to remove that.
Even with Jim Launcher invested with Team Follow Up now multi six figures um in this whole thing we're doing, and yeah, it's such a powerful. Gym owners don't want to do it. No one wants to do it. Not even gym owners, but no one wants to do it. Um, yeah, it's if you can crack it for them, then it's great, right?
Yeah.
Well, before you joined CCM, did you have any, like, I know you just said that you went all in, which is awesome. Did you have any worries or concerns that about the program before you jumped in?
Oh, that is a good question. Obviously, it took me a little bit to actually jump in because I went through your free stuff and I was trying to squeeze value out of that. So I think we probably first, I probably first spoke with you on that Q&A from a different coach in about, I want to say like March time. So it
Mm.
probably took me from between then until the end of Sept before I actually took the action. So I was obviously going through your free stuff. It warmed me up. So that by that point there wasn't really any worries. And obviously I at the start when I first started trying to build out the system myself, I was like, I'm going to do this on my own. Like I'm going to be able to do this on my own. And then by the end of it, I was like, why? Like what am I even doing? Like why am I about to spend all this mental energy trying to build the system? Like I tried so many different ways of building the system and it just never worked properly and it wasn't reliable and it would always break. So it always end up being a waste of time. So by that point, I was just like, right, I'm just gonna
The
do
most,
a system that works.
the most dangerous thing is when someone like has my snapshot and they share the snapshot with someone and go, oh no, it's all good. Like I've got the snapshot anyway. And then
Yeah,
like they think that they think that's it. And it's like, do you really think I'm gonna have like a successful product if it was just a snapshot? Like, do you think we pay me money for it? Like, and still keep paying like after they paid the original? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's so. But like, people are always trying to find. I had one guy that was like on my snapshot. What I did, one of the videos is I like briefly went through my snapshot, just showing some little bits of it, and
yeah,
he was going through and like pausing and like trying to rebuild my snapshot, rather. And I was like, and he told me about it, and I was like, dude, like do you not think it's worth your money? Like you're worth your time to like just jump in, like get proper.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like, and he and again he thought, oh, it's just a snapshot, and he was a perfect fit. I couldn't convince him, and I was like,
yeah.
dude, I don't know what you're missing, man. So
Well,
frustrating.
that is the thing. It's like the snapshot is sick, and the snapshot is so reliable to get the system done, and it works really well. But it's just having it built for you. It's like it's there. Just like I want it. Just give me it, and can't be asked to spend ages building that out myself. That, to be fair, that is like my mindset now. Is just like if someone's done something, I'm just gonna get them to teach me how to do it. And you did
Yeah,
exactly what I wanted you to teach me. So yeah,
is that and then you've got all the like you said, like so at the beginning, all the hiring, the reporting you're going through, like all that, it's just like you just and I'm not arrogant enough to say, oh, no one can figure it out. Like if you invest in 2 to 3 years,
yeah,
like don't do agency stuff, like just do call. Like I'm not joking even by the way. Like if you
yeah,
just call center stuff for the next 2 to 3 years, no agencies, which is what I did, then yeah, you can learn it. You can figure it all out yourself, 100%. But I don't think the opportunity cost is worth it to,
yeah.
it doesn't really make sense.
Agree. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been really good, Luke. Final question for you guys. This is a bit of a. I'm trying to reframe the way I do this last one. Usually what I ask is what would you recommend to people sitting on the fence thinking of
Yeah,
joining something? I think it's a bit of a boring question. So something I've been trying to throw around recently is if you were speaking to Luke 9 months ago, 6 months ago,
yeah.
and he was like, you know what, I don't think I'm going to join CCM. I'm not feeling it. And I could show past Luke a quick video. What would you say to past Luke to convince him this is the right thing?
I can tell you exactly what, because I've spoken with multiple people now who have wanted a system that's reliable, and I've just said, just join this course, just do it, man. I would just say, look, if you're serious about actually growing that side of your business, just jump in because it is the best thing on the market right now. And if you actually are committed to building out that call center lead nurturing side of your business, and you're convinced that that is what your business needs, then this is the best place to learn how to do it.
Love it, man. Love it. Awesome. Luke, you've been a freaking star. Thank you so much again for jumping on and doing this with me.
All
Yeah,
good, mate.
awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Speak to you
All good,
soon.
brother. See you
Bye.
later.